Hello everyone, Robert with RMS Fitness Equipment Services, filling in for the Techie Tip Thursday. And what I thought I would do tonight is get you back up to speed on some of the things we've shared over the last few weeks. For instance, you might recall Josh talked about static shock from a treadmill. Stephen had mentioned the drag on a walking belt, and then I mentioned about using a treadmill on an incline to help produce a better workout, but at the same time, the longevity of the machine, especially in a residential environment. Now, one thing I wanted to bring to your attention, though, is that we get calls all the time about the circumstances we just mentioned. However, what I would say is I took the time to go on the internet to to research about treadmill lubrication. Now, what I found is that they give you the recommendation to lubricate, and what they'll normally refer to is a 100% based silicone. Okay? Now, you have to be careful because if you'll notice here, there are a lot of different lubrications. Some manufacturers have their own, looks different, if you'll notice. And a lot of times they are very specific about the lubrication they want. So you'll notice in every Techie tip that we have here at RMS Fitness, we give you some insight about a problem a machine may have and where to look for the results to repair the unit. However, in any case, you always want to consult your owner's manual. For instance, did you know on a walking deck, times there will be a surface where wax has already been put on a deck for the use of a treadmill. Now, what this means is the walking belt itself will not have the lubrication. So from model to model, they vary. Now, if you go on our YouTube channel, you'll find that we have done several videos about how to lubricate a treadmill belt, how to clean under a walking belt. So tonight's is more of a reminder that all the repairs and recommendations we've made over the last few weeks about treadmills, because of the influx of phone calls that we're getting, is about some of those circumstances, shock and belt drag. Now, those are the two drastic. But one thing I want to walk away from this video to remind you is that a lot of machines have hours that are recorded in the background and require that you lubricate them every so often. And some of those brands can be as little as 500 miles. So if you're a runner, you can click some miles pretty quickly. Hence, you could be lubricating your treadmill more often than, say, someone who walks. So just because a treadmill is not dragging or giving you a static shock doesn't mean it doesn't need to be lubricated. So, in conclusion, there are a lot of lubrications, different principles. I remember there used to be a time when WD-40 was used for everything. Well, WD-40 may repair a squeaky hinge on a door, but it's not going to fix your treadmill. So be careful. Make sure you use the proper lubrication. So with that said, please check us out on YouTube for helpful information. You can like us on Facebook and be reminded of these techie tips more often. Of course, we go live on Instagram from time to time. And not to mention, you will find a whole onslaught of videos on our YouTube channel that we hope you will benefit from. So thanks for taking the time to check in with us tonight. We'll be back again next week. And if you have any recommendations or have a repair yourself that you'd like to see us talk about here on the Techie Tip, please let us know. Have a great evening.